Amma ba'd. So, alhamdulillah, revising some of the classes that we previously taught in Madeenah Book 1. Let's look at Dars al-Sabi' and Dars al-Thamin today. Due to the lack of time, we're only going to be able to cover some of the lessons, only a couple of the lessons. So, Dars al-Sabi', in this lesson, author wanted to introduce the word tilka. It says over here, woman. You get the pen tool, or as it says over here, pencil, and then choose the color again. Woman tilka. So tilka means that. Is ism ishara lil-ba'id al-mu'annath. Ism ishara lil-ba'id al-mu'annath. And previously we studied hadha, we studied hadihi, and we also studied dhalika. Or the order was hadha, then dhalika, then later on we studied hadihi, and then we studied, and now they're introducing tilka. So tilka is ism ishara lil-ba'id. I think I mentioned it wrong earlier. Ism ishara lil-ba'id. It is a demonstrative pronoun for something which is far in distance. And al-mu'annath, which is in the feminine form. And the feminine form, as we previously discussed, it usually relates to those words that finish with ta marbuta, which is this ta that you're looking at right now. And the example that you saw in Dars al-Rabi' or al-Khamis, when they introduced hadihi, you found examples like, for example, as-sa'atu. Okay, meaning a watch, which finishes with ta marbuta. So, man hadihi, who is this? Hadihi Aminatu. This is Amina. Woman tilka, and who is that? Tilka Fatimatu. That is Fatima. Hadihi tabibatun. This one is a doctor. Wa tilka mumarridatun. And that one is a nurse. هذه من الهندي وتلك من الياباني. This one is from India and that one is from Japan. Now, even though we're saying this and that is the literal meaning, the literal translation, the literal meaning, but that's not going to be the choice translation. You don't say this one is from India and that one is from Japan. You may say, she, or in maybe a different way of saying it in English. But in any case, what is important to know is that in Arabic, the word tilka relates to feminine objects which are in the distance. Feminine objects which are in the distance, and we can say that they are singular in the singular form, but in actual fact, as we studied in the book in previous classes, hadihi and tilka are also used for plural in certain cases, and we'll be revising that in coming lessons, inshallah. Okay, so the word tilka is the one that's being introduced over here, and you've seen it in the conversation. When you move to the exercises, just waiting for the page to appear. Here it is. Ma tilka, what is that? Tilka baydatun, or that is an egg. And then they're reinforcing mudaf and mudaf ilayhi. Hadihi sayyaratul mudarrisi. This is the teacher's car. Wa tilka sayyaratul mudiri, and that is the head's car, the boss's car. Focus is on tilka.
You can go through the pages. Or something. Oh, I see. You were pushing the book, you couldn't see it. What did you guys see now? For me, the text is up here. Page 38?
See page 38? Okay, so here in this exercise they are asking you to practice and to show the difference between ذلك and tilka. تلك ذلك أب ذلك قلم تلك ملعقة and then you have the word ain, because what they introduced to us was that anything, any body part of which there are two. Let's have a look in the previous dars. So you had these words these words in the dars al-sadis, and they were those words that were feminine. They did not have a ta marbuta, and that was because there were two of them in the body, two body parts. For example, al-udhun, هذه أذن, and al-ain, هذه عين, هذه يد. Okay, so going back to page 38 on the file, yeah, so they're asking you to write either dhalika or tilka. So any word which is feminine, you're going to use tilka. Any word which is masculine, mudhakkar, you're going to use dhalika. Okay, let's look into the ayat in the Quran that we were searching for. The word tilka, which occurs in the Quran, it occurs in many places throughout the Quran, and one example is this very relevant ayah to us in these days, because today is the 6th of Dhul Hijjah, if I'm not mistaken, and ahead of us in a couple of days the Hajj will go into full swing, although the Hajj has already commenced from the beginning of Shawwal. The day after Ramadan sees the beginning of the Hajj months, Ashhurul Hajj. In this ayah in Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah 196, Allah Ta'ala says, وَأَتِمُّ الْحَجَّ وَالْعُمْرَةَ لِلَّهِ, complete Hajj and Umrah for the sake of Allah. If you're not able to, then sacrifice an animal. Do not shave your heads until the sheep reaches its appointed place. And if any of you was ill, or he had a sickness relating to his head and required it to be shaved, فَفِدْيَةٌ مِّن صِيَامٍ أَوْ صَدَقَةٍ أَوْ نُسُكٍ, that person should give a fidya, a penalty, by either fasting, giving charity, or sacrificing a sheep. And these details have been mentioned in the books of tafsir and the books of fiqh also, that how much fasting and how much charity, 3 days fasting, 6 for feeding 6 people, and so on and so forth. And if you are able to continue the journey, Allah Ta'ala says, and you are safe, then if you perform a tamattu' of an umrah and an hajj, then sacrifice a sheep. And if you're not able to, then this is the relevant point right now. فَمَنْ لَمْ يَجِدْ, and if you're not able to sacrifice a sheep, even though you did Hajj Tamattu', فَصِيَامُ ثَلَاثَةِ أَيَّامٍ فِي الْحَجِّ, then you should fast 3 days in Hajj. وَسَبَعَةٍ إِذَا رَجَعْتُمْ, and 7 days when you return back to your family. And then Allah Ta'ala says, تِلْكَ عَشَرَةٌ كَامِلَةٌ, they or those are 10 complete days. Now tilka is referring to something in the distance, and Allah Ta'ala is referring to that which He previously mentioned of 3 plus 7 days. Now earlier I said that the word tilka, it appears for singular feminine, except for certain cases it comes for plural, and here is that case, which is the plural irrational object, or the inanimate object, or the non-human noun. So here we're talking about the ayyam, days, which is a plural of yom, even though the word yom itself is a singular word and it's mudhakkar, is masculine, in its plural form ayyam, because it's not a human being, it's irrational or inanimate, whichever word you may choose to use, and it becomes plural, and you require a singular ism ishara mu'annath. هذه for that which is close, and tilka for that which is far. So here Allah Ta'ala, after mentioning the 3 days and the 7 days, He said subhanahu wa ta'ala, tilka asharatun kamila, those are 10 complete days. Then He said, ذَلِكَ لِمَنْ لَمْ يَكُنْ أَهْلُهُ حَاضِرِ الْمَسْجِدِ الْحَرَامِ. ذَلِكَ, referring to this previous ruling of sacrifice or doing tamattu', is for those people whose family were not present with them in al-Masjid al-Haram, meaning they were not resident themselves in al-Masjid al-Haram. Okay, so away from the detailed tafsir of those ayat, which requires a lot more time and focus, but the point here was to show how the word tilka is being used in the Quran, and therefore the person sees these lessons that they're learning, and they read the Quran and they see the words that they're familiar with, and it gives them some sense of comfort. Also Allah Ta'ala said in Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah 134, تِلْكَ أُمَّةٌ قَدْ خَلَتْ لَهَا مَا كَسَبَتْ وَلَكُمْ مَا كَسَبْتُمْ وَلَا تُسْأَلُونَ عَمَّا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. That is a nation that has passed. They have earned whatever they earned, and you will earn whatever you earn, and you will not be questioned about what they used to do. So that previous nation, which is in the past, in the distance, Allah Ta'ala referred to it by saying tilka ummatun. That is an ummah, that is a nation that has passed, qad khalat. Okay, moving swiftly now to ad-dars al-thamin. Now in ad-dars al-thamin, if I wanted to consolidate the previous rules, most or all of what you have been learning and practicing in the previous lessons, from Dars al-Awwal all the way to Dars al-Sabi', a lot of it is found over here, a lot of the important rules. So هذا اسم إشارة, هذا الرجل تاجر وذلك الرجل طبيب. So here you have the word usage of هذا, you also have the usage of ذلك. You have the usage of wa, which is wa al-atf, joining two things together, which is similar to and. You have the word ism, which starts with the hamza al-wasl, which is an alif, that if it was at the beginning of a sentence, you would pronounce it in its normal way with the kasra, ismu tajiri. Yet if it was in the middle of a sentence, then you wouldn't pronounce it because you'd jump straight over it, then it being hamza al-wasl. So wasmu tabibi. Over here, what's also being practiced is mudafun wa mudafun ilayhi, ismu tajiri, wasmu tabibi. And what you can also see in this ad-dars al-thamin is the usage of lam al-jar, an extra letter that has been added to your collection or to your bank of huruf al-jar. You learned previously that huruf al-jar were min ila fi ala, min ila fi ala, and now you have an extra one, which is the lam of milk, or the lam of ownership. And this letter lam, it has different usages and different meanings, and one of them is possession. هذا للتاجر, this belongs to the businessman. وذلك البيت للطبيب, and that house is belongs to the doctor. Okay. Also in this lesson, the reinforcement of mubtada wa khabar, how a noun, a nominal sentence, a sentence that starts with a noun, it has to always to be completed with some information, that is going to explain what that mubtada is. So the mubtada in any sentence, it has to start with a definite noun. And the word hada, this is a definite noun. This is a pronoun, and pronouns in the Arabic language are considered to be definite terms. And also mudaf and mudafun ilayhi are considered to be definite terms. Okay, this is not an indefinite object. This is something which is well known. The tradesman's name. We're not talking about any name. We're talking about specific name. And that's why, as I said before, you have one dhamma, because this is mudaf. Originally, there was alif or lam over here. Al-ismu. Al-ismu. Which ism? The ism which belongs to the tradesman, or to the businessman. So, there's only one dhamma that gives you a hint that this is ma'rifah. It's mudaf is ma'rifah, meaning that it's definite in its terms. The mubtada is always ma'rifah, it's definite, and then the khabar, that is in a form of an indefinite noun, or a part of a sentence or a whole sentence, which is known in English as the predicate, which may contain a number of components, but all in all it serves to explain what the mubtada actually is. So هذا الرجل, both of those things, they form together the mubtada. You can't say this is mubtada and this is the khabar, because the khabar has to be nakira, which means it has to be indefinite. And here you see alif lam. So this word cannot be the khabar. It has to be a part of the meaning of هذا الرجل, this man. And the khabar is tajirun. This man is a tradesman. هذا الرجل تاجر. وذلك الرجل, and that man طبيب, is a doctor. That man is a doctor. أحسنت أخي راسل, I've just seen your comment that you said badal. It is badal. That's right. Though I don't remember speaking about that in detail, but yeah, الرجل is badal of هذا. Both of them together, they are a part of the mubtada. اسم التاجر, this is one component that goes together, and together they form the mubtada, and the khabar is over here. محمود. اسم التاجر محمود. The tradesman's name is Mahmud. واسم الطبيب سعيد, and the name of the doctor is Sa'id. And then he mentions some other examples showing and khabar, and also reminding us of some other combinations that had previously been taught. Now, what is also being introduced over here is the word amama, which means in front of, as well as khalfa. Amama and khalfa, which means behind. Baytut Tajiri, house, Amam al-Masjid, is in front of the masjid. وبيت الطبيب خلف المدرسة, is behind the school. So, are there examples of these words being used in the Quran? Let's have a look. When you go to the Quran and you go to Dars al-Sabi', that we rather Dars al Here you have this ayah in Surah Al-Ra'd. له معقبات من بين يديه ومن خلفه يحفظونه من أمر الله إن الله لا يغير ما بقوم حتى يغيروا ما بأنفسهم. Okay, أخي مزمل? Are you trying to get the display on your screen? Yeah, I can see it, but now it's flipped over to its side for some reason. Oh, there's a rotate button there. We can. Just waiting for the display to come back. Okay, this come back normal now. Nope, again it's flipped over to its side. Okay. له معقبات من بين يديه ومن خلفه يحفظونه من أمر الله. Okay. له معقبات من بين يديه ومن خلفه. He has معقبات, angels that repeatedly remain with a person. من بين يديه, in front of him, ومن خلفه, and behind him. من حرف الجر, خلف is the word that we have, and now we have خلفي, خلفه, خلفه, من خلفه. يحفظونه من أمر الله, protecting him by the command of Allah. So here's an example of the word khalfa being used in the Quran. Another example in the Quran is of the word amama. بل يريد الإنسان ليفجر أمامه. Yet man wishes to be openly sinning. Amamahu means in front of him, in front of himself. The tafsir of this ayah is that a person wants to continue headlong in sins, going forward, remaining upon sin. بل يريد الإنسان ليفجر أمامه. No. So here you have the example of amama and also of khalfa. Let's go back to where we were. لمن هذه السيارة ولمن تلك. So this is a practice, a reinforcement of هذه and تلك. هذه السيارة للطبيب وتلك للتاجر. And over here the lam of the milkiya, showing you that this car belongs to the doctor and that car belongs to the tradesman. And then in the last sentence of this passage it says هذه السيارة من اليابان وتلك من أمريكا. This car is from Japan and that one is from America. Now over here min is harful jar, so the letter that comes at the end letter should have a kasra on it. هذه سيارة من اليابان. Whereas over here, we don't say min America yi. It's impossible to pronounce a kasra when there's an alif at the end of the word. So this is so the kasra is implied. You know that there's a kasra there because you saw the harful jar min, although physically you're not able to use the kasra in that position because the last letter of that word is, what is it? Is alif. So this alif maqsoor, ahsant, alif maqsoora, this one here, it's not able to show you the vowel points or the signs. And the examples of that are many. And in the Quran, if we look, you will find some examples of it. So here, for example, Allah Ta'ala says, وَمَنْ أَظْلَمُ مِمَّنْ مَنَعَ مَسَاجِدَ اللَّهِ أَنْ يُذْكَرَ فِيهَا اسْمُهُ وَسَعَى فِي خَرَابِهَا أُولَئِكَ مَا كَانَ لَهُمْ أَنْ يَدْخُلُوهَا إِلَّا خَائِفِينَ لَهُمْ فِي الدُّنْيَا خِزْيٌ وَلَهُمْ فِي الْآخِرَةِ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ. So في الدنيا, here you have harf al-jar, fi, then you have the word dunya, yet you're not able to see the harf al-jar, the actual kasra, because it finishes with alif. And again, in Surah Ali Imran, it says fi dunya, another example. Sahih, Zakra Khairan. Adhabun Azim, should say Adhabun Azim. Yeah. The last letter of that word, because now this is a PDF file, so that needs to be corrected in the actual editable text, and then we'll upload it separately. Jazakallah khairan. Now, walahum fil akhirati adhabun azim. Adhabun azim. And another thing which has been reiterated in this lesson is an-na'tu wal-man'ut. Just want to make sure that an-na'tu wal-man'ut comes in this lesson and not in the next one. Just have a quick check. Page 40, page 41. Okay. All these are the. It's the next one, right? In Darsa. Okay, yes, Sahih. Now, in Darsa Darsa, they introduced the concept of Na'at and Man'ud. We're going to leave that, inshallah, to next week because time is short for me on this side. So, that was a quick revision session of what we had studied previously in Darsa Sabi' and Darsa Thamin. And, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, we'll continue, inshallah, this time next week. Because it's the holiday period, I've travelled, so the days are not and the timings, they like shopping and changing every week, so we're not able to kind of fix one exact day. So inshallah, either next Tuesday or Wednesday we're going to have a class. Inshallah, in a couple of weeks' time, I'll be back in Jeddah, and then we'll follow our timetable as we have previously been following, which is Saturday, inshallah, evenings, unless there's a reason to change that. Jazakumullah khair, ikhwa. وأخوات وبارك الله فيكم جميعا والله أعلم وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.